It's been great, hasn't it? I've been blown away by the whole thing. In fact, I'm leaving.
That was good.
There have been three themes, haven't there, running through the conference, which are relevant to what I want to talk about. One is the extraordinary evidence of human creativity.
That was awesome.
In all of the presentations that we've had and in all the people here. The variety of it and the range of it. The second is that it's put us in a place where we have no idea what's going to happen in terms of the future. No idea how this may play out. I have an interest in education.
That was good.
Actually, what I find is everybody has an interest in education, don't you? I find this very interesting. If you did it at a dinner party,
That was good.
and you say you work in education. Actually, you're not often at dinner parties, frankly.
That was good.
If you work in education, you're not asked, you know, and you're never asked back, curiously. That's strange to me. But if you are...
That was good.
And you say to somebody, and you're never asked back, curiously. That's strange to me. But if you are, and you say to somebody, they say, what do you do? And you say, you work in education, you can see the blood run from their face. They're like, oh my God, you know, why me? It's my one night out all week.
That was good.
But if you ask people about their education, they pin you to the wall. Because it's one of those things that goes deep with people. Am I right? And like religion and money and other things. So...
That was good.
I have a big interest in education, and I think we all do. We have a huge vested interest in it, partly because it's education that's meant to take us into this future that we can't grasp. If you think of it, children starting school this year will be retiring in 2065.
Start again.
Nobody has a clue, despite all the expertise that's been on parade for the past 4 days, what the world will look like in 5 years' time. And yet we're meant to be educating them for it. So the unpredictability, I think, is extraordinary. And the third part of this is that we've all agreed, nonetheless, on the really extraordinary capacities that children have, their capacities for innovation. I mean, Serena last night was what the world will look like in 5 years' time. And yet we're meant to be educating them for it. So the unpredictability, I think, is extraordinary. And the third part of this is that we've all agreed, nonetheless, on the really extraordinary capacities that children have.
That was good.
Their capacities for innovation. I mean, Serena.
That was good.
Last night was a marvel, wasn't she? Just seeing what she could do. And she's exceptional, but I think she's not, so to speak, exceptional in the whole of childhood. What you have there is a person of extraordinary dedication who found a talent. And my contention is all kids have tremendous talents, and we squander them pretty ruthlessly. So I want to talk about education, and I want...
That was good.
I want to talk about creativity. My contention is that creativity now is as important in education as literacy. And we
That was good.
should treat it with the same status. Thank you. That was it, by the way.
That was good.
Thank you very much. So, 15 minutes left.
That was good.
Well, I was born... No, I had a great story recently. I love telling it, of a little girl who was in a drawing lesson. She was 6 and she was at the back drawing, and the teacher said this little girl hardly ever paid attention. And
That was good.
in this drawing lesson, she did. And the teacher was fascinated. She went over to her and she said, "What are you drawing?" And the girl said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." And the teacher said, "But nobody knows what God looks like." And the girl said, "They will in a minute."
That was good.
When my son was 4 in England, actually he was 4 everywhere, to be honest. I mean, for being... Straight about it wherever he went. He was 4 that year, but he was in the Nativity play. Do you remember the story? No, it's big. It's a big story. Mel Gibson did the sequel. You may have seen it. I don't know. Nativity.
That was good.
52. But James got the part of Joseph, which we were thrilled about. We consider this to be one of the lead parts. We had the place crammed full of agents and T-shirts, you know. James Robinson is Joseph. There we had.
That was good.
He didn't have to speak, but you know the bit where the 3 kings come in? They come in bearing gifts, and they bring gold, frankincense, and myrrh. This really happened. We're sitting there, and they, I think, just went out of sequence.
That was good.
Because we talked to the little boy afterwards and said, you know, are you okay with that? And they said, yeah, why was that wrong? They just switched, I think that was it. Anyway, the 3 boys called frankincense and myrrh. This really happened. We're sitting there, and they, I think, just went out of sequence. Because we talked to the little boy afterwards and said, you know, are you okay with that? And they said, yeah, why was that wrong? They just switched, I think that was it. Anyway, the 3 boys came in, little 4-year-olds with tea towels on their heads, and they put these boxes down. The first boy said, I bring you gold. And the second boy said, I bring you myrrh. And the third boy said, Frank sent this. I think just went out of sequence. We had the place